Hey everyone, so today's video we're going to be talking about one of the newer epics that they released not too long ago. And it's an epic that I saw in one of Machine's RTA videos. And I was just like, man, this is an interesting hero. He was pairing him with Anamaros, which I think is strong. But I was looking at this guy's kit, and I think he's actually a great counter to Oderic. So I have him built, and I gotta say I'm impressed. And I'll talk about how his application works. As always, as you can see, his base speed is 130. He is cooking. And on top of that, he gets 31 speed from his glyphs. So he is one of the fastest heroes in the game. Sadly, he doesn't outspeed people like Desdemona or the twins. But the nice thing is it's much harder to get the twins' ascension and Desdemona's ascension in order to outspeed him. But there are some people that obviously have that. But anyway, so I did want to talk about him. He does have a really cool trait, which says Frozen on enemies will not be removed when they're attacked. That is the biggest downside to Frozen, for sure. It was kind of an unreliable debuff. But with this guy coming out, I think it was a great addition. Now, I will say, I don't think you need him Ascended 2. You just need him Ascended 1, because that's where the Speed Mastery comes in on his Ascended 1. So right here, Ascension 1, you get the plus 15 speed. I do have him 14 of 15 booked. This ability actually only gives him additional damage, and I don't think that is that important. So if you have him Ascended 1 and you have him, somewhat booked just so you can maximize his speed, that's what's important. So he has a basic ability that does 130% damage to an enemy, and then it has a 50% chance to apply Frozen for a turn, but this goes up to 100% if the enemy has no positive effects. So very cool basic ability, and this will come up. He also has this special ability, which is kind of like a passive. It says when he's attacked, if the attacker has no positive effects, it applies Frozen and defense down to them for one turn, and that's up to 2 times per round if he's booked. Just by attacking him, they have a chance to get Frozen. Like, this is 100%. Unless they resist it. It's absolutely amazing. Like, I can't believe I was sleeping on this guy. And then, what really turned me on to this guy was this ultimate ability, which here says basic. I don't know why. But it says deals 200% damage to an enemy and applies Frozen that cannot be resisted to them for 2 turns. This is what sold me on him for an Oderic counter. So the beautiful thing about this, right, is he's most likely going to be faster. Now, you got to time it the right way, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But if you do, you'll freeze Oderic 2 times for 2 turns, and then at the start of the turn, because on the start of turn 3, because you're faster than Oderic, you're going to be able to apply the basic Frozen to him if he doesn't have any positive effects, which he shouldn't. But if he does, whenever he counterattacks, right? Because Oderic counterattacks, and Tidecaller is going first in the turn order on turn 3, he'll try and apply the basic, but then Oderic will counterattack and get Frozen applied to him anyway. So it's pretty awesome. So for all 3 turns that Oderic has his, little grasp thing up, Tidecaller will have frozen him. And then he'll get 1 more attack off, at the start of round 4, most likely, if your highest attack person is still alive. But I think Tidecaller will have already done his job by then. So I have him pretty quick, The higher up you are in the game, obviously you need to start pushing higher speed criteria. Now, this is nowhere near what some other people can get, right? I bet people with really great gear could probably get him to 365, 362, 363. But 350, I think, actually works for me because other than Tidecaller, my fastest hero is like 347 or something like that. So that's his speed. Obviously, he's just all speed gear, as many speed substats as I could get. So 21 there, which was pretty nice. 18 here, and then I do have Swift 2 here. And then on top of that, on his relics, I actually have special ability focus is increased by 19%, and then special ability focus by 14%. This is usually a terrible roll on these relics, but it's so good on Tidecaller. So let's talk about Oderic real quick, right? So with Oderic, he has this trait that he ends up applying this Reaper's Grasp, and I misread this the first time that I saw it. So he applies Reaper's Grasp to somebody, and that's the person with the highest attack. He will always go before that person. So if they have the Reaper's Grasp debuff on them, Oderic will go right in front. Now, a lot of times, Oderic is going to target really fast heroes in the meta that specialize in high attack, right? The first one is Divine Yolanda. Divine Yolanda is built with really high attack because she doesn't need crit damage stats, and she's very fast, right? So with Divine Yolanda being really fast, he's usually jumping right in front of her, which is why I was saying the 350 speed for me was perfect. On top of that, you have other heroes like Elise. Again, very fast speed. You have people like Jerome. He doesn't need to be built with any kind of crit rate or crit damage, so you can just go attack and speed. And then lastly is Alicia, right? Another one who very high speed, and she can't crit, so it's just attack and speed. That's usually where Oderic is going to fall in line in the meta. So for me, like I said, my fastest hero is 347 speed. So on a team like this, you have the option to have a hero just a little bit faster. Like, he could even be 349, and it would be great, because Oderic is going to come in, give that Reaper's Grasp debuff to Divine Yolanda, and he will then sit at 348 speed, right? So, with that being said, the Tidecaller is going to come in and freeze him for 2 turns, and he's basically going to be out for 2 turns. We have to have the Tidecaller survive for that 3rd round so he can freeze him again, which we should here. It's going to be a little tough with this Doomweaver Valeria, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so as you see here, the Oderic put that up on the Divine Yolanda. So what we'll do is we come in here and we freeze the Oderic unresistible. And for some reason, drop down a turn because he just went. So we'll have the Divine Yolanda come in here, help the team survive. As you see, he froze the Light Nick and the Anamaros, right? So pretty awesome. We're going to put up the Invincibles so the Doomweaver doesn't ruin our day. And here we're just going to go after the Light Nick. So he takes increased damage because of the Frozen. Oh, geez. And there's Doomweaver doing her silly shenanigans. So here we'll probably just kill... I couldn't remember if she was... I can't remember if she was A2 or A3. I think she was. But if she is, she's gonna kill my she's gonna kill my Tidecaller, so I can't target her. So another option is obviously to freeze the Doomweaver as well, right? So I think here, because I still think I want to. I think I still want to freeze O'Derek. So there's her protection. End up killing the light Nick. Okay. So like I said, we're in this state now where we're just trying to have two people survive. Oh, okay, she was A3. But that ended up helping us. The whole point of the Tidecaller is to just completely eliminate the threat of O'Derek. Now, obviously, it's hard to keep him alive for so long, but like against a A3 Doomweaver Valyria. But in teams like this, especially in RTA, right? Once he uses his ability up, people aren't going to want to kill him. You know, you're going to have other threats with him. But the fact that he's so fast and his ultimate is unresistible, you can even hit heroes like Vengeful Hassle. So this is definitely not an ideal team to bring. Like, I don't need to bring Jocasta or anything here, or I mean, Shark Soul Andre is always nice. So I guess we will put the debuff up on him. The frozen doesn't get removed, right? Now here, it is a little bit tricky if the Shark Soul Andre targets him, just because he could end up freezing him. Yeah. Okay. So if he does it now, though, oh, he missed the freeze that time. Bummer. We will have our frozen up next round, though. So we'll put this up here. We'll go back in, freeze him again. And because the Tidecaller died, the frozen could actually be removed. So here we'll play defense, and the O'Derek will have his ability gone after this. So there you go. I know people are shouting at the screen with the fact that I have a A2 Divine Yolanda and a Shark Soul Andre in here. But if you pair him with Anamaros, it's just as cool. I think being able to, completely neutralize like a Doomweaver Valyria as well. Like, his applications are really good in this entire meta. This end of round stuff with Doomweaver Valyria, super annoying, right? You have tanky Vengeful Hassles that have like 250, 300 resistance, and then they just bring everybody back. You have O'Derek that's countering twice per turn. You have all of these different applications that Tidecaller just ends up being able to bail you out of. It's kind of amazing. So here I guess we'll just do something like this. But if you didn't have as strong as a team as I have here, so let's just take all these busted characters out of here. Take all these busted characters out of here, and we'll show Tidecaller with, a better team. So let's say we have Tidecaller. Let's say we have somebody like, Rosalie. You have somebody like, Cordelia to deal with the Ralph or the SSA. And then you have somebody like Jerome, right? RGBs. There's some kind of leader skill. Okay. So here you would just neutralize the threat, whether it's Ralph, whether it's Doomweaver Valyria. So we got the morph. Really nice. Again, we're just going to neutralize her here. We will take out, I think we'll try and take out the SSA. And then we'll do some splash damage. Nice. Ideally, if you had just like a bunch of single target damage dealers, the Doomweaver Valyria would just stay completely frozen, and then you would kill her last. So the unresistible 4-2 turns is just absolutely amazing to go along with his speed. I think people are really underestimating Tidecaller. I think you can utilize him in, some lower end strategies for sure. The thing is he is purely a arena hero unless you are using him alongside Onamaros in Void Tower. So there, obviously, you would just build him really tanky. You're using him just for his trait. The freezes can't be removed, and people are doing additional damage, to people that have frozen. So just a quick little video on Tidecaller. I think he's completely slept on. His speed is really impressive, and he has a great kit to neutralize a lot of threats. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.